ants are one of the most common groups of insects on Earth, with over 12,000 species having been described. Among them, a small group is known to be carnivorous ants, also known as predatory ants. These species are particularly distinguished by their predation and habit of inhabiting dense forests around the world. 2. Habit and nesting behavior. Carnivorous ants often live in tropical forests, where the environment is humid and the temperature is high, which is well suited for their growth. Ant nests are constructed from a variety of materials such as soil, leaves, or woody debris. They often nest underground or in the openings of trees. The nest-building behavior of carnivorous ants is highly organized. Their nests are not only home to, but also the center of, many other activities such as predation, reproduction, and territorial defense. Individual workers in the colony have the main task of finding food and protecting the nest, while the queen ant is responsible for reproduction. 3. How to link and organize the community. One of the distinguishing characteristics of ants is their ability to organize and associate in the community. Each ant colony is a clearly hierarchical society, in which each individual has a certain role. Carnivorous ants often have a very large number of individuals in a colony, which can number in the hundreds of thousands. Workers have the main task of building and protecting nests, finding food and caring for larvae. Meanwhile, queen ants only focus on reproduction. Soldier ants, another class in the nest, are equipped with large and powerful jaws to fight and protect the herd from enemies. Coordination between ants is done through a complex chemical signaling system, called a pheromone. When an ant discovers food, it releases a pheromone to guide the others to the food source. Thanks to this signaling system, ants can bond and work effectively, even in dark and complex environments of dense forests. 4. How to hunt and food sources. Carnivorous ants have very diverse hunting strategies, from hunting small insects and larvae to larger animals. Some carnivorous ants, like army ants, have a very intimidating collective predatory behavior. They move in large flocks, hunting and destroying all prey along the way. When hunting, ants often use large and sharp jaws to grip and tear their prey apart. Some species also have the ability to secrete powerful digestive enzymes to break down prey into smaller parts, making it easier to transport to the nest. Carnivorous ants not only hunt to provide nutrition for themselves, but also bring food back to the nest to nourish the larvae and queens. This assignment ensures that the herd always has enough food to survive and thrive. 5. Reproductive and developmental processes. Reproduction is one of the most important activities in the lives of ants. Queen ants are central to this process, with the task of laying eggs to maintain and expand the colony. After mating, the queen will look for a suitable location to begin building a new nest. Once the nest has been formed, the queen ant begins to lay eggs. These eggs will then develop into larvae, and these larvae will be cared for by worker ants until they mature. Larval development consists of several stages from eggs, larvae, pupae, and finally adult ants. Depending on the needs of the nest, the larvae may develop into worker ants, soldier ants, or new queens. This division depends on many factors, including nutrient conditions and chemical signaling in the nest. 6. Ecological importance and threats. Carnivorous ants play an important role in jungle ecosystems. They help control the number of other insects and are an important part of the food chain. However, the development of mining and deforestation activities has threatened the habitat of many carnivorous ant species. This can lead to a decline in their number and diversity, affecting the ecological balance in the region. 7. How ants eat. Carnivores migrate. Carnivorous ants, especially those such as army ants, are known for their organized and efficient flock migration. Migration is an important part of their life cycle, often involving foraging for food or new habitats. The migration process of this ant species is very complex and is controlled by the coordination of thousands, even millions of individuals in a colony. Causes of migration. The main cause of migrating colonies of carnivorous ants is the depletion of food sources at the current residence or inadequate environmental conditions. For carnivorous ants with a collective predatory behavior, consuming large amounts of prey in a given area can lead to food shortages. At that time, the whole herd was forced to move to find a new food source. Another cause may be due to reproductive factors. When the number of ants in the nest becomes overcrowded, the colony may split into smaller groups and migrate to new areas to build the nest and expand its territory. Migration process. The migration of carnivorous ants takes place in a certain sequence, guided by chemical cues and collective behavior. Soldier ants are often the first to move out in search of direction. then guide the herd. Workers continue to follow, protecting the queen and larvae as they move. Whole colonies of ants can travel long distances in a short time, depending on size and environmental conditions. During migration, carnivorous ants maintain close social organization. They use pheromones to mark paths and guide flock members. When a suitable new place is found, the colony will temporarily stop, and workers quickly build new nests from materials available in the surrounding environment. Hunting during migration. One of the notable features of carnivorous ants when migrating is that they not only move, but continue to hunt throughout the process. Ant colonies often move in a large stream, wiping out any tiny prey along the way. Detected prey will quickly be attacked and torn apart by worker ants. The food is then shared and transported back to the temporary nest of the colony. The ability to hunt while migrating helps predators maintain energy and ensures that the entire colony does not suffer from food shortages despite being on the move. This is also an important factor that helps them adapt and survive in different environmental areas. Build a new nest after migration. After completing the migration and finding a suitable place, the ant colony will quickly begin building a new nest. This process happens very quickly thanks to the coordination of worker ants. They use materials such as leaves, soil, and rotting wood to create a nest structure that protects the queen ant and larvae. In some cases, the new nest is temporary, especially when the ant colony is still in a migratory phase. This temporary nest is built to protect the queen ant and provide shelter for the colony during short-term rest. When conditions become more stable or an ideal place is found, ant colonies can completely stop the migration process and build permanent nests. Effects of migration on ecosystems. The migration of carnivorous ants not only has an effect on themselves, but also a major impact on the surrounding ecosystem. When migrating, they kill large numbers of insects and small animals along the way, altering the local ecological structure. On the other hand, migration also helps this ant species expand its range and search for new food sources, thereby contributing to the maintenance and balance of the ecosystem. Challenges and risks in the migration process. Although migration is an effective survival strategy, this process also poses many challenges and risks for predatory ants. One of the biggest challenges is the risk of being attacked by other predators or encountering harsh environmental conditions while moving. Besides, migration also requires a lot of energy, and if food sources cannot be found in time, ant colonies can face the risk of population decline or even destruction. The description of how predators migrate completes important aspects of the causes, processes, and factors that influence this behavior. You can continue to add more details or expand other sections to form a complete article. Last, the jungle carnivorous ant is a good example of insect organization and adaptability. From the way they build their nests, link communities, hunt to their reproduction, they all show a complex and efficient social system. Understanding carnivorous ants not only helps us discover more about the natural world, but also provides useful information for the conservation of these important insects.